Too busy to vote. That was the response 2.7 million people gave when a census was taken of registered voters asked why they chose not to cast a ballot. In an attempt to boost voter turnout, through the years, federal legislators have toyed with the idea of making Election Day a federal holiday. And Congress might take up the idea again this session. This possibility got us curious about the history of Election Day, which I discussed with Springfield Technical Community College professor John Diffley.
It wasn't always uniform. It began early, sometimes in January, and then it moved to November to December. Up until 1845, states had a 34-day window to do it. Just had to be done by December 4th, but they were rarely all on the same day.
Over a month.
Yes, yeah, you could pick a date in there. You just any date you wanted, the states could, and not all of them did it the same. So they were often a month apart. Sometimes some states would vote.
Which it seems like on presidential election nights we can barely wait 24 hours
yes,
for results.
Exactly. Yeah, they would wait.
So
over a
it
month.
must have been
to do it.
excruciating.
Yes, yeah.
Although also kind of gives us a moment to pause and think about, okay, what were times like then?
Yes.
Information traveled much slower than it does now. And different parameters, different circumstances for how people lived and worked, et cetera.
Yes.
So how was it that we came to the current system of our Tuesday in November, which we know as kind of Election Day?
Yes, well, it was based off that we were an agrarian nation at that point. About 70% of the people, 69%, were farmers, and so you needed time to travel too. It was, you had to have your horse and buggy, so they figured you needed 1 day of travel to get there. So you couldn't do it on Sundays because you had church. You couldn't do it Wednesdays or Thursdays because those were market days. So they picked Tuesday to give everybody a day to travel on Monday and then travel back for a Wednesday. And they picked, again, November because it was, you can't do it in the spring or summer, planting season, tending the crops. Up until October, you're going to be bringing in the crops. So November, the farmers wouldn't be working. So that was the best for them. That's why they picked that.
So here we are, 2019, far less of an agrarian society than we once were when we would have set this November Election Day. Do you think it's time to revisit the issue?
I think it could be, yes, yeah, because it seems, especially in the Northeast, it could be sometimes you get weather that keeps people from going. There's no real reason not to have it in nicer weather the spring. Summer, maybe people might be on vacation, so maybe there, but yeah, it seems like we could change it. Right now, it was based off of the state of the country at that point.
So it's an interesting sort of tug of war with the way we were, but now we do it that way because that's how we've always done it.
That's our tradition, yeah. Well, since 1845, so it's not even our whole time.
Do you know if there were challenges to rolling out sort of a national, or excuse me, 1 day where everyone voted on the same day as opposed to that 30-plus day window that we had previously?
Yeah, some states did oppose it because in the Constitution it leaves it to the states to choose, and some opposed it because it would looked at as too much national power telling them when to do it. There was actually opposition, but most won out because they were trying to avoid electoral fraud. They were actually worried about if it's a month away, you could vote in one state, travel to another state, and try to vote again. Especially ID, you didn't have modern ID, so you could actually vote in different states if you wanted to, which apparently was an issue.
Wow, so it's really interesting also how we see echoes of the past still to today with allegations of election fraud and various infighting around that. So currently there's a bill in Congress that would make Election Day a federal holiday. Interestingly, as I was doing some reading in advance of this segment, it's a holiday in many states. What do we know about the nature of that? You grew up in New York State, right? And it's a holiday there?
Yes, it's a holiday there. Most people get the day off, or at least the employer has to give you the paid day off. You have the option, or many places give you, longer lunch breaks to go out and do it that way. Yeah, it seemed to. I remember going on those days. The schools closed. Everybody did, and so a lot of them, even some companies allow their employees. I know some of the auto workers often have it that they're allowed to take that day off.
Do we know if that makes a difference for voter turnout in those states?
I'm not sure it does. It seems right at this point, it seems voter apathy is sort of nationwide, but.
Well, exactly. I mean, voter turnout in the United States across the board is about 56%.
Yes.
Do you think that having a federal holiday devoted to elections would beef up voter turnout?
I do. I think it would make it easier. I mean, a fair amount of people don't vote because one of the reasons they cite is they don't have the time. They can't get off work and that. So at least it would bring it up some, and I believe it would.
There's been some pushback, some opposition to this. Mitch McConnell, the Republican leader, said that it's generous new benefits for federal bureaucrats and government employees.
Yes.
So that's his concern.
Yes.
Do you hear that concern at all?
Not really. I mean, I guess apparently they've tried this before, 2001, 2002, 2005, and it seems to be the same argument. I guess that, we don't need another paid day off, but I'm not sure that it would necessarily benefit one party over the other. I'm not sure why they base, what his basis is for that, but that is the fear, yeah.
And certainly this legislation has been proposed in the past. Before this time around, I saw that Senator Bernie Sanders had proposed a version of it. It kind of gets tweaked every time it comes back up. What do you think the likelihood of us seeing this as a federal holiday would be?
I doubt it's going to pass on this one. You never know. But yeah, I don't see it just because it hasn't passed in the recent past yet. So I think there's enough opposition to it that it won't fly. At least in the Senate, it probably won't get passed there.
What do we know about the nature of national election days elsewhere?
A lot of nations, especially most of Europe, votes on the weekend. Some places actually give you 4 days to vote, Thursday through Sunday. Israel, South Korea vote during the week, but they make it a national holiday. Mexico votes in the spring, actually, in the spring and summer. And many seem to vote on the weekends, or at least make it a national holiday. And they have higher turnout, too.
The weekend seems quite smart, right?
Yes, it does.
Well, not everyone has the weekend off.
Right.
More people probably would.
Yes, yeah, and even in those like France, even though it's on a Sunday, they make it a holiday. So they'll close many of the retail shops those days. So even if you work in, say, the service industry, you still get the day off.
Do you think that the challenge with voter turnout here in the States is that there's voter apathy, there's just people are lazy, insert adjective here, Professor.
Yes.
What do you think is behind that?
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think it is voter apathy. Voter turnout rates have been going down since pretty much the beginning of the 20th century. More and more people see it as not really a choice. It's the same choice from each party. And some people, just it's too hard to get there. And so I think it's a little bit of both. Yeah, it's a hard thing to fix.
In terms of those other countries, whether they're voting on the weekends or they're getting the 4-day chunk to sort of vote within, do you think that those countries are also marketing better to their citizens that, okay, here's your opportunity to vote? Do we have kind of a PR problem with elections here?
Yes, a little bit. In those places like Australia and some of the others, they make it a party day. They have barbecues at the polling places. They vote at schools the same way we do, and they'll have barbecues. So when you come out, they'll give you food. The donations go to local charities in those areas, and they do make it much more of a civic thing, a community gathering, and you spend the day with other people in your town. And so, yeah.
So short of whether or not this becomes a federal holiday or more states pick it up and make it a holiday in their own right, do you think maybe some smaller adjustments, like you just said, taking advantage at the community level could encourage more people to come out on election day?
Yes, I think it could. I mean, elections in the 19th century were almost like parties. They even had a thing called election cake, where they would give out, it's sort of like a spice cake, a fruit cake, where after you came out voting, they would give you a piece of cake for it, or they would hold those cookouts, and people would come from all around. The shops would close, and I think it would create a sense of community. Today we go in, it's in a gym, you barely talk to anybody, and you go back to your car and you leave. It's more of a very individualized thing rather than a community feeling.
Yeah, it's almost a race. Like, how quickly can I get in and get out? Should I go at lunch? Should I avoid lunch altogether?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I usually do it after work, hoping that's the easiest time, because you don't want to get stuck there in your lunch hour, which happens some places.